Berlin draws arrows to the Volga, promising victory within 6 weeks only. Maps glow, generals sip coffee, underestimate distances, weather, Soviet will, and logistics. Factories pledge trains and fuel, paper schedules ignore muddy roads and partisans. Propaganda rehearses parades, a metronome ticks beneath confident speeches in marble halls. Orders flash outward, steel divisions roll east through sunlit fields toward destiny. Supply officers whisper caveats, pencils break under impossible tonnage math and timelines. Railheads clog, horses replace trucks where roads dissolve into dust and out. Stukas dive, cities burn, columns lengthen beyond radios and maps and mercy. Orders repeat, take Stalingrad, secure river crossings. Break Soviet arteries for oil. Soldiers paint names on helmets, letters home promise quick return by Christmas. First shells fall, glass rains, a city stiffens, refusing panic and surrender. Volga barges shudder under bombs, ferrymen steer through burning foam at dusk. Workers trade tools for rifles, factory sirens become assembly line metronomes of war. Chukov studies rubble maps, distance collapses to staircases, rooms, doorways and cellars. Orders, hug the enemy, survive artillery by fighting house to house at breathing distance. Snipers nest in rafters, stairwells become killing funnels, grenades descending like hail. Sewer tunnels whisper, scouts crawl beneath streets, trading passwords for breadcrumbs. A fountain statue survives, children of stone watch armies disintegrate in snow. Telephone operators stitch fronts, wires sparking through shattered staircases, keeping voices alive. Barricades grow overnight, piano frames and doors welded with ice and desperation. German assault groups mark buildings conquered by floor, not address or maps. Factories breathe fire, machine tools shelter mortar between lathes and presses humming. Siberian reinforcements arrive, white breath plumes from determined faces across ruined avenues. Rubble fields conceal mines, street corners bloom sudden metallic petals of shrapnel. Paulus radios Berlin, resistance stubborn, casualties rising. Winter approaching, request reserves urgently. Hitler replies, hold the city, no retreat. Victory inevitable in 6 weeks. Volga becomes artery and wall, supplies drip across nightly under tracer constellations. Nurses boil snow, stretchers skid on crimson stair dust, saving fractured mornings. Loudspeakers trade insults, chorales of artillery interrupt every sentence and memories forming. A German grenade rolls, a hand returns it politely downstairs before detonation. Tram tracks twist upward, tank treads slip, screaming like wounded animals today. Gun barrels frost, breath freezes on scarves, sights fog instantly under moons. Rations shrink, bread includes sawdust, promises, and shivering optimism per man daily. Chimneys collapse, rats inherit archives of abandoned basements, finding warmth between cartridge. Street names vanish, coordinates become prayers muttered through smoke at checkpoints nightly. A violinist plays fragments, notes drift across cratered courtyards between barrages wearily. Sappers carve mouse holes, walls become doorways for ghosts, carrying grenades and resolve. A commissar whispers, hold here, breathe here, die later if necessary, comrades. Night smells of cordite, cabbage soup, coal dust, cold iron tonight again. Dawn reveals footprints looping where patrols circled searching warmth and absent friends. A cathedral skeleton frames dogfights, contrails cross stained glass with indifferent beauty. Medic writes names on bandages. Ink bleeds into linen like second deaths. Paulus receives promotion. Chains tighten invisibly around starving army and conscience both. Dzerzhinsky Tractor Factory trades tractors for flamethrowers at midnight under Aurori shells. Railway station changes hands thrice before noon. Clocks refuse allegiance or mercy. Snows begin, roofs groan. Chimneys get shivering exclamations skyward above blackened bricks. Frozen boots cling to bodies. Patrols step carefully, averting eyes from stories. Volga ice thickens. Ferries continue, creaking like ancient whales beneath searchlight spears. Orders arrive. Encircle. Pincers close beyond cities' smoking lungs before blizzards harden. Soviet armor slices steppe. Radio towers fall behind advancing spears of frost. German maps wrinkle. Arrows bend backward like broken bayonets under sudden pressure. Encirclement confirmed. 6th Army becomes an island of hunger within endless snow. Airlift promised, runways measured. Numbers whisper impossible truths to empty stomachs nightly. Luftwaffe crews land on ice. Loads vanish into open mouths and stoves. Calorie tables replace tactics. Generals discuss bread like ammunition per battalion daily. Letters beg, wool socks, home answers with snow inside envelopes and prayers. Field kitchens freeze, ladles snap, soup turns into captured sculptures of winter. Horses disappear from lines, hoof prints lead toward cookfires suddenly, feeding silent cauldrons. Radio plays waltzes, soldiers chew frozen beet, remember summer fields near home. Soviet loudspeakers offer surrender. Wind translates into knives along bare cheekbones tonight. Ammunition crates burn as stoves, cartridges warm desperate hands before firing again. Paulus requests breakout. Response returns colder than surrounding weather. Hold Stalingrad forever. Soviet artillery marks Christmas with punctual, merciless salvos over candle-lit trenches tonight. Priest whispers blessings. Snow receives ashes without prejudice, covering both flags gently. Pocket contracts. Units rename streets after ration sizes, counting spoons like bullets. Frozen telephones ring. No one answers except echoes and ticking icicles nearby. Chukov exhales smoke, orders another push toward factory chimneys across corpse snow. Sappers detonate, floor collapses, staircase becomes vertical grave for morning reinforcements arriving. A captured diary. Cold thinks through my bones faster now each hour. Medical tent smells of iodine, diesel, blood, and resolve braided by exhaustion. Soviet tanks wear scarves of bedsheets for winter camouflage, threading alleys carefully. German Panzerfaust teams wait behind ovens and bathtubs, counting heartbeats between footfalls. A headquarters relocates to cellar, maps nailed onto barrels for table space. Resupply drops scatter, snow buries parachutes before hands arrive to hungry foxes. Orders, share morphine, count tablets like artillery shells against another long night. A boy soldier dreams midday, wakes older than photographs beside a broken stove. Wind erases footprints. Sentries doubt their own rotations under indifferent constellations overhead. Soviets breach station again. Whistles scream without trains, platforms swallowing shell casings. Street preachers promise spring. Rifles answer with mechanical devotion to harsher gods. Snowstorm blinds scopes. Battles shrink to touch and breath beneath torn scarves. Soviet encirclement tightens, corridors of escape fold shut like freezing doors everywhere. Field postman stops, sack contains only silence and crumbs of news now. Paulus hears ultimatum, watches candle collapse into puddle of surrendered wax slowly. Answer sent. Hold positions. Obedience outlives reason and mercy within frozen doctrine. Soviet assault pioneers advance with satchel charges and courage through boiling snow. Machine shops cough, lathes spit sparks into drifting flakes, forging tomorrow's myths. A white flag flutters, then disappears, replaced by gunfire and second thoughts. Command posts move deeper, candles shrink. Voices whisper weaker with each hour. A stray dog curls beside stove, guard spares a crust of bread. January grinds bones, medics improvise splints from chair legs and prayer sticks. Telegrams to Berlin thin, sentences shorten. Adjectives vanish completely under ration hope. Surrender leaflets drift, hands pocket them like talismans privately against accusing eyes. Paul is promoted field marshal, tradition demands suicide. Hunger forbids theater of honor. He stares at pistol, chooses signatures, not legends on surrender documents instead. Capitulation begun, corridors fill with boots marching nowhere now except out quietly. Soviet soldiers enter, eyes hard, gestures unexpectedly humane sometimes, sharing cigarettes briefly. Cameras capture ruins, a city exhales steam from shattered lungs at last. Prison columns depart, footprints stitch long gray lines across step toward railheads. Reports summarize tonnage, prisoners, divisions numbers colder than snow, yet warming distant hearts. Wine combs ruins, violin returns, victory tastes of iron and lingering silence.